So everyone and their mama talking about just start and saying that just starting is the hardest part of getting to what you want to do, of achieving whatever goal you want to achieve. But nobody talks about why it's hard, and nobody talks about how to overcome that. But as someone who has started plenty of things, I have figured out and broken down exactly why it is hard to start and how to start. The first one that I wanted to talk about that I feel like is the main blockage for most people is the fear of judgment of other people. You need to come to terms with the fact that people are going to see you trying, and you're going to need to become okay with that. And what makes it hard for people to become okay with that is because they think that it's embarrassing to try. So you're held back by the fear of what other people are going to think about you when you start this thing. You're afraid that they're going to think that you're cringe or that it's embarrassing, and you don't want people to think that what you're doing is embarrassing. You're just afraid of that beginning stage where you know that it's not going to be perfect. You're afraid of committing to that part of the process. And so what you need to come to terms with is that nobody gets to where they want to go without going through that stage. Nobody gets to where they want to get to without going through that awkward kind of embarrassing, which is not really embarrassing, and I'll talk about why it's not embarrassing, and pushing through that self-doubt. Nobody gets to where they want to get to without committing to that. And what I feel really helps with this fear of being imperfect at first at whatever you're going to be doing, and that fear of judgment of other people, what really helps is to know all the successful people that you can think of who achieved some sort of goal or had to commit to some sort of task to get to wherever they want to go, whatever it was. They had to go through the exact same thing. Think about all those business people, think about all those celebrities, all those content creators, everyone who has made a jump and is successful at it now. They're only successful at it because they've committed to the fact that they had to be embarrassing for the first couple of maybe months, maybe a couple of days, whatever. You need to be able to commit to the fact that you're not going to be perfect, and you got to be okay, like completely okay with the fact that you're going to be seen and be imperfect. All those people who have achieved some sort of goal all started out having to go through some sort of phase where people may have judged them, and it's their focus on the goal that made them not care about what other people think and got them to where they wanted to be. Before anyone could see their success, they had to commit to the embarrassing process. And let me tell you, it's not even embarrassing to try something and to mess up. It's not embarrassing. It might be embarrassing to you because you care about what other people are thinking about you. Anyone who judges you for trying to achieve your goal, no matter how embarrassing it is, subconsciously that person who's judging you wishes they had the courage to do the same thing that you're doing. Because if they think that it's embarrassing to try, what does embarrassing means that they wouldn't do it themselves. Like they don't want to do it themselves, which basically means that they don't want to try to achieve their own goals. Because anyone who actually is achieving their own goals or trying to achieve their own goals or has achieved their goals wouldn't ever look down on somebody who is also trying. And why wouldn't the people who are already successful judge you for trying? Because they've been exactly where you are. They have been through that exact same embarrassing process. Embarrassing. Key point, you need to change your mindset from it's embarrassing to it's a process. If you were to mess up, it's a process. If you did something that you knew that you could have done better, it's a process. It's always going to be a process. It is not embarrassing. I'm sure every single person who has had to commit to a process to achieve whatever goal they wanted to get to, they look back at themselves and were like, oh, I messed up here, I messed up there, I could have done this different. But you know what? It's because they knew that it was a process and they kept on going that helped them get to where they want to get to. So instead of it's embarrassing, it's a process. You start to feel a little bit like, oh, what is this person gonna think about me? Oh, is this good enough? Oh, like, I don't know. It's a process. It will be a process, and it won't be perfect at first. And how do you let go of this fear of judgment of other people? You need to stop looking at other people and refocus it on yourself. And you need to ask yourself, what is more important? Who is more important? Am I going to let someone else determine how my life is going to go? Am I going to let someone else's judgment determine how my life is going to go? You need to start caring about yourself unapologetically without looking at anyone else. You need to prioritize yourself and know that you are important enough to commit to that goal. Now, let's say that you don't care what other people think. Let's say that you're afraid of it not working out. You're afraid of it going wrong. Whether you try it or not, life will go on. Life will go on as in, let's say you wanted to lose weight at the gym and you know that you had to commit to the gym and eat healthy and blah, blah, blah. In a year, you could have either lost the weight or in a year you could still be at the same weight. Either way, the time is still going to pass and you're going to either have that thing or you won't. And if you're being consistent and you're always looking for more ways to improve, it's literally guaranteed that you will be successful at whatever you're trying to do. There's literally no way that you can be consistent and trying to be better every single time and you don't get to where you want to get to. It just, that doesn't even logically make any sense. And obviously it won't be guaranteed that you get to where you want to get to in maybe a year. Maybe it might be 2 years, or maybe it might just be 6 months. So ultimately, you don't know until you try, and you won't have it if you don't try. The likelihood of you achieving whatever thing that you want to do is almost 100 times more likely to happen than if you didn't do it at all. And so that's that. You can either try or don't. Either way, the time will go on. And no one is waiting for you. Nobody is going to tell you to start. Nobody's going to tell you exactly what to do. Okay, here, now you could do this. Now you got to do this. Do this way. You got to be able to do it yourself. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that you don't respect yourself enough to be disciplined to start it. Because every single time that you skip out on your goal, you're telling your brain subconsciously that you are not important enough to do it. Every time you try to commit to something that you can't commit to, you're telling your brain that you are not worth it, that you're not worthy of that. You don't respect yourself enough to do that. You're not important enough to do it, to commit to it. Because look, would you respect somebody who constantly made promises to you and never followed through? No. And so that's exactly what you're doing to yourself. Every time you don't follow through with a promise that you made to yourself, you're breaking your own self-trust. And so you need to be able to respect yourself enough to follow through. And one mindset that I feel like would really help is that just starting is not about having enough, well, yes, it's about having enough discipline to start, but it is also about showing up for yourself, proving that you deserve it and that you deserve to get what you say that you want. You need to know that you are worth the effort. You are you. And so you need to give yourself the best things for you. And so that comes with doing what you say you want to do. You need to stop thinking about it and do it. One of the things that really, really helped me whenever I feel like I'm just thinking about it too much, I'm just thinking about the process and I'm not starting it at all, I tell myself, stop thinking, start doing. Because imperfect action is better than no action at all. You can't get caught up thinking about the perfect action to take to start that thing. It's just the same way as you can't learn to swim by thinking about it. You have to do it and learn along the way, and that is the fastest way to learn. And the longer that you procrastinate, the less likely it will happen, because your brain will, the longer that you give yourself time to think about it, the more that your brain will confirm the thoughts that want to keep you where you are instead of expanding. And the more it's going to think about reasons as to why to not start that thing, it'll start hitting you with all the self-doubt, all the worries, all the everything that could possibly go wrong, just to stop you from doing it so that you stay comfortable. That's just how our brains work. You can never be ready enough to start something. Yes, you can build your confidence to start something, but to be waiting around to be ready to do something, you will never be ready enough. You have to be able to take the jump, with the fear as well. You're waiting around for the perfect moment to do it, but the perfect moment is right now. You might be saying, oh, I wish that I started when I was younger. I wish that I started last year. I wish I started this, that. The second best time to start the thing that you want to start is right now. And there will be no other time that's better than right now. You need to start it and figure it out along the way. You can't keep trying to figure out how to make it perfect, how to do it the right way. You gotta just figure it out along the way. Most people who achieve their success, they don't know what they're doing until they do it. Okay? That's what I've been learning lately. A lot of people who started doing something, especially when it's something like creative, they don't know what they're doing at first. And they figure it out, especially like business people as well. They don't know how to start a business off the top of their head. They don't know until they're in the game. So it goes the same way for you. You don't know until you start doing it. So if you do all the things that I just said and you stop caring about what other people are going to think about you, you start focusing on yourself, you realize that you not upholding promises to yourself is disrespecting yourself, and that's a lack of self-respect. After you unblock all of those things, you're going to be able to actually sit down and start what you want to do. And I'm sure that if you're struggling with just starting at least one of those things that I mentioned in the video, you were going through. And I know, because I've been there. I've started numerous things. I've had to get over so many fears. I used to think about what other people are thinking about me. I used to care about what other people thought more than what I thought of myself. And getting over the fact that it's just not going to be perfect for maybe a good minute. Once I got over all of that, I was good. I was able to commit. And so hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully one of the things that I mentioned helped you out a little bit. But I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you got some knowledge. If it helped you out, share with somebody else who may need the same help. If you have any questions or comments, you could just leave them in the comment section below. I love talking to you guys. I love replying to you guys, and I love it when you guys give me your stories as well. Come join the family and subscribe, because on this channel we're constantly evolving. And so if you want to evolve too, don't forget to leave a like, and thank you all for the support, and I really hope that you have a good day or night. And yeah, but yeah, that is it for today. Peace and love, family.